welcome to another video from RiderCamTV, and today it's a bit special really. We're going to talk about some safety stuff, and hence the fact that Mark isn't stood here as an elf in safety. He's stood here in something glowing, and we're going to talk over the Helite blow-up vest, but Mark knows exactly what it's called, so what's it called?
Pressure now on me. This is the Helite airbag. It's a turtle, good lord, it's the airbag turtle vest.
From Helite.
From Helite.
Yeah.
That's close enough, isn't it?
It's close
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, okay.
So
it looks like a life jacket, doesn't it?
It does.
And it's a similar sort of thing, but it's not going to save your life in the water. It might do. But basically, when you fall off your bike, this is going to protect all your major organs, as you can see.
And it's not too badly priced, is it? So you're talking about 400, 450 quid?
Depends which website you go on, I suppose, but you're looking around about £400.
Some will say that's a lot of money, but we did a video on Mark's neck brace, didn't we?
That neck brace is about 330 quid,
yeah.
And that's about 5 years old, 4
and
years
that's
old.
just looking after your neck. This is going to protect the whole of your front, your side, all of your core spine, your core at the front.
Your core spine?
Yeah, core spine. There's loads of core spines.
No medics right in.
Yeah, please. And your neck as well, and keep your head buoyant as well.
Yeah, and so in effect, it basically looks after everything around your upper body.
Yeah.
Which is what you need in an accident.
And they do it in different colours. They do it in black and that, don't they?
Yeah.
And different sizes depending on how you.
And they've actually developed a jacket where this is incorporated into a jacket now, which is pretty good.
That might be why BMW and other manufacturers have started making their jackets with stuff.
Oh, I wonder. I've seen the BMW one. It has lights on here and flashes and all sorts. When it's armed.
Well, they're probably extra for another 50 quid.
Probably. Probably. But anyway, let's talk about this. So what is it? Basically, it's a jacket that fits over your outer clothing. It looks a bit like a life jacket, and if you imagine, if you can get this concept, basically it's like two inner tubes that are wrapped around your body in this position. Okay, and when this cord is pulled, a canister inflates, and the whole thing inflates, and it basically holds you rigid. And it comes up around your neck, so it'll hold your helmet still as well. And it's an airbag. Yeah. It inflates very, very fast, very rapidly, and then it deflates quite slowly.
And I was thinking about this. So you're on your bike, and you've got that cord that's attached to your bike, and that then activates this thing.
Okay, we'll call it a thing. It's a
canister,
gas canister. I have a gas canister here, look.
No, one of those that then inflates it, and it's not going to happen unless you pull that. So I was thinking about it the other day while I was driving my car, funny enough. You're riding along and you're having an accident and you come off your bike, that then pulls, so it goes right up. And I wonder whether some of the impact, some of the vest taking the impact when you hit the floor is because it's already gone up, and it's starting to lose a tiny bit of pressure. Therefore, when you bounce on the floor, it's going to take some of the impact rather than damaging you.
Well, we know.
Does that make sense?
It does, yeah. No, it doesn't. What are you talking about? Okay, we know a very good friend of ours set one off inadvertently.
Yeah, you know who you are. Because you tried to hide it up. Didn't you?
And it inflates remarkably quickly. I mean, the gas canister just pushes the gas into the CO2 gas into it, and he said it was a good few seconds before it started to deflate. So if you imagine you've come off your bike, say at high speed, and they are used by MotoGP riders now, it's inflated, and if you're rolling along the road, it's still going to be inflated until you've probably stopped your movement, and that might be, I'll say 15 seconds perhaps. You know, and then it started to sort of come down again, but it doesn't inflate and then deflate like an airbag does in a car. It stays inflated,
and it doesn't leave any burn marks.
There you go. So this is how it works. Basically, if you imagine a kill cord on a boat engine, this is what's attached to this little thingy here, little wire
like
strap.
Backpack.
I know it's just like a backpack. I said that again in English. Like a backpack clip.
Yeah.
Which clips in there. The other end of this is put somewhere on the bike, obviously central to where you are, and you can adjust it so that you can stand up if you need to stand up on your pegs, which also means that it does stretch.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it won't actually inflate until you're physically coming off your bike. It doesn't inflate, you know, just because you've stood up quickly or something like that. There has to be a certain amount of pull on the ball that's trapped inside the system. Once the ball has been pulled out, then the gas canister's been punctured and it inflates. So gas canister, which I'll get out of my pocket now.
Excellent. So that goes in that little pouch, doesn't it? So
into this lovely little pouch here.
Unscrew that. And it's got some threads on it, isn't it? So you actually thread it right down.
It's like a soda stream. Remember soda streams when you used to be able to...
Yeah, but only small canisters.
Yeah, and they're different sizes. The extra small jacket has this is a 60 centilitre container. If I just take that off and read it again, or you can read it on the side there, perhaps.
Yeah, 60 cc, it's 182 grams. And it's quite strange how heavy it feels in your hand.
It is a metal bottle.
Yeah.
It screws in right down to the bottom of the thread, and then it's covered by this pocket here, which keeps it clean. And basically that is armed now once it's connected to the bike, and the way it functions is the sharp pull pulls this ball out of the front of the socket here, and that causes it all to inflate, and it inflates upwards around your neck. This will inflate, and also if I turn sideways you can see how far down the back it comes, so it protects all your lower spine, pancreas, liver, kidneys, all that kind of stuff.
I'm glad he did his paramedic training, I didn't. It's stuff inside your stomach, that's all I know.
Stuff inside your stomach. So,
shall we come back in a couple of minutes with your jacket on, and then we can talk about how it fits, and how you feel in it, and then we might well be able to set it off.
Brilliant.
Yeah?
Yep.
Shall we set it off?
Yeah, hope so. Okay, here we are then. Got the jacket on over my normal motorbike jacket, and it's secured by using 3 just normal clips like you get on a rucksack again. I'm sure they've got a proper name. So there's a top, middle and bottom, and you can see once it's actually on you, it's...
Top, middle, bottom. Top, middle, bottom. Someone will pick it up.
Alright. I don't get paid for being intelligent. I don't get paid.
I love it.
Okay, so you can see it's got high-vis strips on it. The actual thing, blow bit of the vest is hidden inside here, which is accessed through those Velcro strips around the top up here. Underneath the jacket, inside it, you've got like an air cooling and a breathable
membrane.
Well, it's like the back of a rucksack.
Oh, right, okay.
It's the best way to describe it. And if we showed you a picture of it, you know, you'd go, oh yeah, that makes sense.
And we'll put a picture up there somewhere.
These straps are all adjustable. Basically, there's a Velcro pocket that comes off the front here, and here you can see the 3 top, middle, and bottom. Okay, and you adjust that, and there has to be a gap between you and the actual bag itself, but it still can fit quite snug. You don't want it flapping around. And I've basically got my fist balled in front of my chest, in front of my stomach, and it feels very snug. It doesn't move around, doesn't restrict my helmet at all. You can see that it's quite up.
Yeah.
If I turn sideways, you can see that it's below the level of your helmet anyway, and it's probably not as restrictive as the neck brace I used to wear.
That's very true. It doesn't look as though it's restrictive, and this is large, isn't it?
This is a large.
Mine's medium.
Skinny boy has a medium, okay, and the way it's worked out is the length of your back, because when you're wearing this, whether using the Turtle technology, you take your back protector out of your original jacket if you have one. So this Rucker jacket has D30 backplate in it.
Yeah.
So this has been taken out because the jacket itself, if you tap it, Mr. T, has a Knox back protector which comes right the way down to just above your coccyx.
Yeah.
Which
and
is
it's quite strange, isn't it? Because when you you can definitely feel it in there, but this goes really far down. But when you didn't have your jacket on, it looks like it goes right down to your thighs, but actually with your jacket it fits better, which is why you don't have it so huggingly tight on your body, isn't it?
Yeah. So obviously you've still got your arm protectors and your shoulders and everything else like that, but you take your original back protector out. because Knox has a really good reputation anyway
Yeah.
for back protectors, so they've been in it a long time.
And you've ridden in it, haven't you?
I love
already?
it.
What do you think of it? Is it comfy?
All you're aware of is like riding in a high vis jacket.
Right, okay.
I don't feel it at all.
So that bit that flaps down, that extra bit that goes down here, does that bunch up when you're sat down, or does it naturally just
It
find
sort of
its
just
own
fits
place?
down, tucks underneath your bum if you want. If you imagine you've sat on the seat and it's just touching the seat,
Right, okay.
I think.
Yeah.
Obviously I'm not looking at it. Does my bum look big in this? That's the cake you eat. So it doesn't feel it doesn't feel uncomfortable. It doesn't restrict you in any way. You can still get to the pockets on your jacket.
Brilliant. And how do you feel here? Because I
Feel very well.
Oh. Because on camera, and for me, because you're wearing it, you can't see, but here it goes up quite high, but it seems to dig right in on your shoulders there. So do you feel that?
No.
So that's just the way that this is sitting, as opposed to actually doing anything to you.
Yeah, it's just a jacket. And if you put your hand underneath, I can't do that, but if you just put your hand underneath and see what the gap is.
Oh, huge gap. Another fist.
Alright, don't say
Yeah.
huge, but you know, big.
Could get a video.
Okay, don't say that. I've got a large. Anyway, so I have bought these. I bought one for me, one for my wife, from airvest.co.uk,
Yeah.
and a guy called Pete Riley there has very kindly
Giving us some of these, and guess what that's for?
inflating it.
Yeah, we're going to inflate it just for you so that you can see, and we're hoping to get some different shots. You might even be able to get a slow-mo shot so you can see what Mark's face and body looks like as it's going off.
Okay, so just a few things. These are about to replace. They're about 20 quid.
Yeah.
And the jacket, there's a yearly test you can do on the jacket as well, just to make sure it's not ripped or torn or anything like that. You can send it back to Airvest and they'll do it for you.
And it needs servicing, doesn't it, regularly?
To be serviced once a year, they reckon. These canisters are checked just by weighing them on a pair of kitchen scales. And there's a in the paperwork they give you, there's a plus or a minus, you know, to say it's still acceptable, which is just like fire extinguishers and things like that.
And it's really simple. It can only go in one way, it only screws in one way, but it's got all of the stuff written on there. It says check weight yearly, keep under 45 degrees C and avoid dropping.
Avoid falling off your bike. So they come in 3 different sizes. There's for the extra small jackets. Obviously, you don't need to inflate the jacket as much because it's a bit smaller. So for the medium and the large, and I think the small, it's all the same 60 cc container.
Okay.
For the extra larges and upwards, then it's a bigger container again. But they're about 20 quid to replace, which is 20 quid well spent. Obviously, I've got a spare now if we don't use both of these, but it's nice to have a spare just in case, because since I've had this, every time I've got off my bike, I have managed.
It's going to happen, you know.
I've stood up and forgot to unclip it. So until my slow brain kicks in, I'll obviously be worried.
Do you know, I'm just thinking, I hope it never happens that you need it in anger. Hope it never happens that you set it off by accident. But if you do, I really hope that I'm behind you with my
Filming.
camera. Would that be a good video or not?
This is how Mark died!
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So here's the paperwork that they send with it. There's a picture on the front, which you might take a photograph of and put up on it as
we'll put it up, we'll get the
as a
image and put
thumbnail.
it up somewhere.
Okay, and inside you can see all the different sizes and shapes that they do. It's pretty comprehensive. The Helite website is based in France. It doesn't really give you much information, but the people at airvest.co.uk, that's twice I've said in there, are really nice to talk to on the phone, very, very personable, and they can help you out with any problems you have.
And they haven't sponsored this video at all. Like Mark said, he's bought his vest, but they have provided the canisters so that we can show you, but we're not getting anything else from them.
No, good one, mate. We saw these at the NEC, the bike show, in November, and that's where we've sort of come up with the idea of getting them.
Yeah, and what a great idea. Hopefully we never need them, but it kind of solves 2 or 3 problems, doesn't it? You've got your helmet. For you have that neck brace. You don't need the neck brace anymore. You've got a full body protection for your neck, your sides, and all the bits and bobs inside your body that Mike was talking about that I don't know about. But If you go for the black one, that's down to personal preference. I always like you do, we always like to be seen when we're on the road because you just don't know, and if you've seen some of our videos, we've been cut up and all sorts, so it's always good to be seen. But you've got the reflective stuff actually on top, and some of it is about looking different. Loads of people have got the normal waistcoats, reflective waistcoats. Well, they're kind of quite standard now. If you see someone walking their dog in early in the morning, they've got a reflective jacket, it means nothing anymore. People on the bike, if you've got something that's slightly different, it's all about catching the eye of those drivers, just because they think something's a little bit different. And these actually look quite smart as well, don't they? And they're rugged.
Yeah, they are. The actual material it's not a ripstop, but it's quite a nylon material. It can be washed with warm soapy water, and they say that it's abrasive resistant. So if you do come off, you know, depending on how fast you come off, then I would expect not a massive amount of damage. But if it is damaged anyway, you wouldn't wear it again. You'd send it back to wherever you got it from in the world and have it replaced.
And I suppose the good thing about it is, so you come off, it works, it protects you, it might save you, it might stop you getting really seriously badly injured. That's the time where you go out and get another one. But it's not what I always thought that it was a once use, you've got to replace the whole lot. But actually, it's just replacing that canister.
Yep.
So if you do have a mishap and you jump off and it gets set off, Mark.
What, do it now?
No. I was just, if you did get off your bike and set it off by accident, it's not the end of the world. You haven't lost £400. You've lost 20 quid.
Yeah.
And 20 quid's much better than losing a limb or something where it's been ripped off.
Should we set it off?
We'll set it off.
Okay, just as a quick explanation, when you actually put it on your bike, to fit it to your bike, you basically put it over or through something like that, and it's through-footed on itself. Does
Much
that make
like
sense?
a rock strap would.
Like a rock strap would work, yeah, there you go. So,
right, okay. So,
you got my good side. I don't want to be panicked.
Yeah. Right, you ready?
I'm born ready. Ready, I ready.
Right, okay.
Dum Spiro Spero.
Right. So, that's quite stretchy, so let's... Right, you ready?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey!
Yeah.
Hey!
Wow.
So that does go right up, doesn't it?
I can't move at all. If I try to, I can move my arms. I can't move my head.
Just spin around so people can see. Look at that. I mean, I now can't get my fingers in there at all. That really is dead tight. And the bottom, you've got kind of two rings that come up on this side. Wow.
I can only, well, that's the maximum I can move my head. It won't go backwards. And it won't go forwards.
That's really good.
Betty, I'm just telling the dog to stop spinning because we forgot about the dog. So, it is still really tight, really hard. You can't get your fingers in there.
So
It's actually quite violent. When you pull it, it's like instant.
That's been a good few seconds and it's still...
We're probably up to about 20 seconds now.
Still rock hard,
30
isn't it?
seconds. There is a hissing noise, that's the gas venting again.
And where's the air coming out?
It's coming out from...
Oh, so where that ball has come out, which you can't lose, we'll show it on the camera in a minute, I don't know whether that'll focus, but it's got like a little ring there and that's what came out, so it's all intact, you're not going to lose those bits.
No, not at all. That'd be attached to the bike.
Oh yeah. And where that's sat in there is where the air's coming out, which is why it's going down quite slow.
Okay, so we're probably at what, 45 seconds now? The dog is still very excited, and I can now bend, move my head. So for a good 30 odd seconds there, it was rigid.
And we would hope that you're not going to go sliding down the road for 30, 40 seconds.
Super bike riders don't slide for that long.
No.
So I'm really, really impressed with that.
Well, you should have seen your whole body change, and I'm sure you'll see, because we do a slow-mo, where your body just went like that.
Well, you can't do
And
anything else.
But it held you in the right posture, it held you everywhere that you need to be held. That was really impressive.
Perhaps when you come off, you become a missile.
Perhaps that's why the canisters look like bullets.
You just cannot physically move at all. It just restricts you that much. But obviously your arms will flap around.
And I'll tell you what, one thing that I think, if you are going to get one of these vests, you ought to invest in another couple of canisters, not only so that you've got some spare, but to set one off, because, you know, the look on your face, that's the first time you've had that done for you. Mm-hmm. Do you think that people would benefit from having that happen, so that they know what it's going to be like?
Or go to a show where they're selling them, you know.
Yeah.
We were lucky enough to see this being demonstrated at the bike show. And you can see it being pulled off, you can see it being inflated. I'm sure everyone else's face is exactly the same as mine. Shocked.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't expecting it to be as violent as it is. But if you think a crash is quite a violent thing, and this is counteracting violence with violence.
And it's got to do it in split seconds, isn't it? I mean, that was a matter of, you know, tenths per second.
Okay, so now we're a couple of minutes into it, and there's still gas coming out, not much, but it is still venting down.
How amazing.
I'm really impressed with that.
That is really, really good. So
boy.
Does it get the RiderCamTV thumbs up?
Happy boy face.
So thanks to
Pete Riley?
Air Vest, Pete Riley Air Vest for letting us have the canisters so that we could blow it up to show you. And thanks for you, Mark, allowing me to...
I've got to go to A&E now to get my heart rate sorted. Right, I'm going to undo this now, top, middle and bottom.
Yeah.
There we go. So now you can see.
Yeah, and it's all floppy again, isn't it? And the great thing about the Helite vest is that it's super easy to put the canister back in once it's gone off. So you unzip the flap that allows you access and you unscrew it. Once it's unscrewed, as you see Mark here, he is just unscrewing the bottom base, which means that the spring inside will allow the cup for the ball to go back down into place. And then once you've got to that stage, you literally put the ball and the connection that goes to the bike into that hole, and then with the supplied Allen key, you literally just screw it back in from the bottom until it's tight, not over tight, but just tight enough so that it's flush with the bottom, and you're good to go again. Right,
that's the Air Vest video finished. Thank you very much for watching. If you like it, give us a thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up.
Yeah. Hit the subscribe button, it'll be there somewhere.
And we'll see you soon.